Hello and welcome to rainy Monza. We haven't seen this one in a while. This is round number 4, I believe, for the MFRL Tier 1. Um, no drivers has come out yet. They're a bit, I think they're a bit taken away by the rain here in Italy. Um, you see one guy coming out, and that is the Williams, which is typically Debs, the first guy that comes out. A lot of replacements today. Maya from Tier 2 joins in the Mercedes along with Jamie. There's also um, Oliver Balquaza from Tier 2 as well, replacing Neil in the Alpha Tauri. I saw as well that Bertu might have had some issues, but I do believe he did join back. I don't know yeah, he did join back. With 19 drivers, yeah, Jack is unable to race, so no replacements for him, unfortunately. So this I think is going to be interesting. Monza, if you haven't heard of it, one of the most popular tracks in Formula One, been around since as long as I can remember, at least. Very famous. It's the Italian Grand Prix, and then there's also Imola, which is the second Italian Grand Prix. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I wonder how the main drivers are going to cope with the rain. I don't think anyone has practiced in the rain. Debs, typically a very fast driver. I think we need to. Can we change this camera, or are we gonna have to deal with it? I think we're gonna have to deal with it, unfortunately. Ooh, Debs. Very known for catching the car, starting his hot lap. Keep in mind, we are in Q1, so you don't really have to push that hard from the get-go, but I wonder how conditions will be in Q2 and Q3, as we see a McLaren going wide there. Hopefully they do move for the faster Williams coming up ahead, encountering some traffic. We'll keep it around this part of the track and maybe let Debs do his own thing here until people get accustomed to the wet weather. Still doing well, Debs. A lot of people still on their outlap, now getting very close to, I think, Matthias. Nope, to Brendan up ahead, who's eating up tires. Hopefully he realizes that Aaron behind him is on a hot lap, is on a fast one. He does move out of the way. Realizes that maybe he may be giving him a bit of a tow. What, 26.8? That's currently the fastest time in Q1. Not a lot of people on their hot laps. Brendan being, I think, the first one doing it as well. Couple of Mercedes up ahead, which are on their outlap. I think it's. Ooh, there's a Ferrari spinning in the background there. Not the most ideal. I can't even see him in this camera view. There you go. Ooh, he does push in Austin. Was he on a hot lap or no? No, he wasn't. Just about to start it though. Matthias, I believe, has won all races up to now. Which is impressive to say the least, given how much he struggled last year to compete with Aaron. Aaron obviously looking to defend the title, at least try to gain or limit the damage he has up to now in Monza. It's a long race, as we like to say. There's an Austin around, I believe, as well. Or is that a Williams as well? really hard to keep up with everyone here. That's Runskins, yep, going very slowly. I don't really know what's happening. He's wasting some fuel, or maybe recovering some ERS. But going extremely slow. So, sometimes, at the moment, Alex with the closest time... Is he on a second hot lap, do you think? I don't know. Couple of yellow flags in turn 1 and turn 2. I'm pretty sure Leslie will be pitting. He is using quite a lot of ERS, but I don't know if he is improving. Oh, he's going for the lap. Let's see if he can improve. He does improve. Was about to end it, but found himself doing very well on his second run. So, current fastest time 126.6. Debs with a second fastest time 126.8. Then we go into the 127s all the way up to 7th place. Oliver there with a stonker of a lap from him. Currently faster than his own teammate. That's very, very nice to see. Hopefully he won't forget the brakes into turn 1. We'll see. Maya into the 128.4, not entirely bad, still enough for top 10 at the moment. There's a couple of drivers still needing to do that lap. One of them being Rafaris and Shkobet. So I think Maya is on also a second run here, using what's left of that ERS. Sorry, I don't know why I'm not feel like I'm out of shape to commentate today. I think it's because I raced last week with Tier 1 and I kind of missed the practice, but we'll hopefully get into it slowly. Quite a lot of drivers doing their hot laps at the moment, so I know it's gonna be hard to keep up with everyone. The McLaren hopefully will be moving out of the way. I don't know who that is. That's Bertu. Not really moving, but I do believe he's also on his hot lap. So he's not really entitled to move, but he's really... Oh, not helping Sam at all as he spins around. We caught that perfectly. Oh, and then there's a... What? There's Ian in the background as well. Oh, he's out of Q1 as Brendan already puts in a faster lap, 126.619. Ooh, that's gutting for the Haas driver. His car is out, but we can see his teammate coming. Yep, his car already out of that. Already out of that place. Ooh, bunch of drama in Q1 already. So that's one driver practically out of this session. Only enough for P15. I'm pretty sure he can drop. There's still Runza and Luke that are needing to do a better time up to now, but the times are getting faster and faster. So Debs is still yet to do another lap, probably waiting until the track gets a bit hotter. Knowing him, he wants every little bit of advantage. So Alex retakes that faster lap. Seems like Brendan and Alex really fighting for every half a tenth they possibly can. Debs just looking to go for his last run. He doesn't really need to improve, to tell you the truth. He doesn't need to continue using any tires or even doing another lap, because he will be going through Q1. Unless, of course, he comes out and gets disqualified by some reason, so, or for some reason, so. The rain, I think, really makes it hard to judge who's in the hot lap or who isn't, because you could be on the hot lap and have just 40% ERS, so it typically doesn't waste that much here in Monza. So as you can see, very, very late on the brakes, trying to gain as much advantage as Luke possibly can. He needs a couple of seconds actually. So his first run wasn't the best. About 7.5 minutes to go. The Ferrari driver going through Parabolica now. Final corner of the Italian Grand Prix, looking to improve his time. He seems to be improving. Crosses the line and puts it only P17, but he's right up there with the rest. Matthias then goes a tenth quicker, a tenth and a half actually, than Alex. So everyone looking, every one of the top drivers here looking to just assert their dominance on one another. And Debs is just looking from the pits. Says no, thank you. You guys can go at it. I'll take Q3 pole from you guys. Lewis about to start his hot lap, going fairly slowly here. There's a few drivers, one of them being the McLaren. I think Bob's right behind him, starting their lap as well, and I think Raffer is also behind them. Not the greatest of gaps that I'm seeing here, but we'll see if anything fishy happens at the front. Typically, Raffer has been the fastest driver from everyone up ahead. Locks up the fronts a bit. You can see the disadvantage of ABS there, or at least the harder, not really a disadvantage, but it is harder. Gaining already a bit on Maya ahead, so I presume that he's on a pretty decent lap. Still locking up those tires. Every driver in front of him is now getting ever so slightly closer, but keep in mind they're not entitled to move. Everyone is on their hot lap at the moment, trying to gain that little bit of extra time. Ooh, almost losing the car there. Some yellow flags raising in Parabolica, but now I think the top driver is that Sheldon is going through Ascari, losing the rear a bit, perfectly caught. We'll see what Maya can do right behind him. There's a Williams there just heating up those rears as well, and Raffer is straight behind them. They actually drove a pretty similar lap, same gaps. Pretty good. So Sheldon will cross the line first, goes in the pits, not happy with that lap. Let's see what Maya can do. She goes in the pits as well. Raffer as well. Was no one on a hot lap? We just commentated through that for nothing. Okay. Interesting. There's a McLaren round, which is Berto, I believe. Yep. In the wall, and he will not get out of Q1 as well. Pretty unfortunate for Berto. Indeed. There's Balquaza looking to also improve on that time. He's not happy with P11. Oh, puts it in P10 now. 127.6. Still better than nothing. Faster than Rafaris, his previous teammate. This can get interesting indeed. We'll see. Ronskins typically, he does manage to get it into Q3. Not really finding his mojo at the moment. He looks to be on a hot lap now. 4 minutes remaining. He needs about a minute and a half for this lap. Alex then asserts his dominance again against the rest. Puts it 3/10 faster than the rest. He says, no, thank you very much. I'll go for a final one. And I need you to know that I'm faster. Really, it can be a real psychological game between the top drivers. So Jamie as well. We haven't really commentated over him. Banger of a lap, 126.6 as well. At first, this was enough for pole, or for the fastest time, so pretty good. Clinton, I think, didn't join us last race. Also one of the top drivers, as he loses the rear a bit, catches it perfectly. About, I think, to start his hot lap as well. And he's on a 127 currently. Still a lot to improve, as Alex can show us. Indeed, is starting his hot lap. So maybe we'll go through the track now. So very, very long straights. There's DRS on this straight, braking very hard onto turn 1 and into turn 2. If this is dry, you can practically keep it on the higher gears, but Clinton there doing it quite good. Going into, I guess, the third corner. Very, very long right-hander going into the 4th and 5th corner. We'll call it the 2nd chicane. Very, very, very tight indeed. Nathan and myself did go side by side there, so if you respect the other driver, you can definitely fight for position. Going into turn 6 and then turn 2nd, typically very high gears. You can clip quite a lot of the inside and outside curve. They're going into the 2nd DRS zone into Ascari now. Braking also quite late because he can carry so much speed into it as Glanza. It's a combination of Clinton and Glanza, okay? Misses out on Ascari. I don't think he is going to improve unless the track dried up quite significantly, which I don't think it did. I don't think he will improve. Goes very wide into Parabolica, and unfortunately he won't. You should have just pitted there, unless he goes for another one back to back. Very possible. He's not really giving up on it, so quite interesting. Balquaza as well up to P7, and Sam as well up to P8. Very nice from him. Runza puts his car in between the Alpha Tauris and puts it in P8. There's still a couple drivers needing to improve their laps. Maya, I think she is pretty safe. Oliver does retire. Now we see quite a lot of cars retiring from the race, from the qualifying, because they don't really need to put in a faster time. I think a lot of the drivers are safe. Pretty disappointing for Ron Skins. He's typically, as I said, in Q3, so he's looking to maybe improve on the lap that he has. He's in sector 2 at the moment, going into turn 6, I believe, into the DRS zone. Obviously there is no wing at the moment since it is raining. Going into Ascari, as you can tell, very, very long straight before it. Trying to carry as much speed as possible, but does invalidate his lap, so he will not be going into Q2. Lewis, I think, I do believe he did start his lap. He did. Let's see if Luke is right behind him. He's actually, I think, in front of him, so doing a lap at the moment. Doesn't have a lot of ERS, so I don't know if he will manage to improve on his time. He's currently neck and neck, just a tenth under what he did. It can all be salvaged in Ascari, but we'll see what Luke can put in and if he can get out of Q1. There's a Red Bull also kind of retired in the background there, going into Parabolica. I do not believe he has enough pace at the moment to get out of. Oh, he only needs 2/10 in reality, but he does not manage it. Lewis as well does not manage it, and Ronskins is also out. Ooh, I think Rafa has hit his wing there. I think his AI hit his wing, I'm not sure. But yeah, that is our bottom 5 out. That leaves Ian, I think, in Q2, but there might be a bug because he did retire and damage his car. So we might have 14 drivers only. We might have only 14 drivers racing in Q2, which makes it all the more dramatic. Let's see who is out of Q1. It leaves Bertu, Luke, Ronskins, which is disappointing for him, and Lewis out. Oh no, and Ian as well is out, so it doesn't really matter if he crashed or not. Yep, we'll see you in Q2. And we are back. It is still raining in Q2. There's 15 minutes remaining. There is indeed 14 drivers. And only 4 will go through in this case. Only 10 will go through, of course, but then only 4 will remain out. For some reason, I'm doing a bunch of mistakes. I haven't commentated in a while, and it's not been the greatest of starts, but hopefully I pick up as the race goes on. So Debs, once again, the first driver to come out of the pits. In this case, I think he's gonna be looking to put a couple more laps in Q2. Maybe get used to the rain a bit more as well, because the other drivers seem pretty fast. Everyone on intermediate still. I think by Q3, very possible that it would dry out, but we'll see. Some drivers still have not, or still yet to start their qualifying. Matthias right behind the Red Bull of Clinton there, and Brendan right behind Debs. Runza as well, looking to get an early lap in. Should be Runza's favorite track, so we'll see if he is able to get into the points this time around. Last time he had a stonker of a lap, a stonker of a finish, sorry. I think he finished P4, I believe. Pretty good for him indeed. So we start with the hot laps. Let's see if the track conditions did improve, and if the faster times got even faster. Turn 1, as we said, very hard to keep that under control. Brendan doing quite well, and then there's, I believe, Runza right behind him. Some yellow sectors, some drivers going slow indeed. I think that's Valquaza crossing the line now, and there's his teammate up ahead of him. So we'll make sure that turn 1 is pretty good. Bit wide there for Oliver. Andrew also doing fairly well. He's not on a hot lap at the moment, but his teammate is. Lots of drivers pushing here. Debs still with the purple sector at the moment. No one seems to be beating his time. I can definitely tell Debs is a bit quicker than he was before. Going into the Parabolica very soon now. Let's see if he can carry all that speed into it and not having to lose a lot. Very, very tight. There's an Aston Martin right round, and that is Matthias. Not the greatest of hot laps for him, pushing a bit too hard certainly. Debs with a 126.3 hasn't really improved from Q1. Brendan 126.5, and Runza right behind him with a 126.8. A bit more stability from the cars, but I don't think it's enough to improve times. I mean, Alex would probably show us the difference. He's on a hot lap at the moment, using every part of the track. As you can see there, there's still a Mercedes, which is, I think, going way too slow, leaving room for everyone practically. Coming out of the pits now. Is that Jamie? It is. Going way too slow. Let's see what Alex is able to do. Finishing up Parabolica now, and is only capable of P2 at the moment. Does do the fastest third sector, and he is going for a back-to-back lap. That's a perfect turn 1 and turn 2, if I say so myself. So he probably is improving. We'll see at the end of sector 1 if he is up on his time. Turn 1 and turn 2, you can easily gain 4 tenths. He's up 3.5 tenths on turn 1 and turn 2. That is incredible. He can practically beat his old time, and it's pretty similar conditions. So this, for him, is a stonker of a lap. Let's see, maybe at the end of Sector 2, if he is improving even more. DRS is still obviously not open. Some yellow flags raised, but it's only cars going a bit slowly. End of Sector 2, he's 6.5 tenths ahead on his time, finishing up Ascari. I felt like he went a bit slow there. And there's still a Red Bull, which is, I believe, slow. That is Andrew. Alex now finishing up Parabolica. He did have a purple Sector 3, so never count him out on the last sector. He will be crossing the line, and he puts it 126 flat. Very equal. I felt like he lost a bit of time, I think. I mean, he still gained 5 tenths, but maybe not the best Sector 3. But very, very nice lap from Alex. Debs is really up against the wall here. He needs to be improving by quite a lot. Clinton with a nice P3. Brendan with a nice P4 as well. Matthias, last driver, get to put it on a lap, and then Sheldon, and then Maya as well, which I believe might be finishing. As I say so, Debs is like, no, thank you, I'll take that P1. That's a nice lap from him into the 125s now. Very, very nice lap. About 1/10, which I believe Alex does have in Parabolica in terms of a difference. So keep in mind the track will be getting warmer as it goes by. Even though it is raining, it will still get warmer just because how tracks work, I guess. Not a lot to say there. A bit wide there for Brendan. Not the greatest of exits. Matthias now looking to start his lap. Jamie did put his car into P5, 126.6. Maya with a 130.1. She's not really feeling the rain, I guess. And Sheldon with a 127.1. Just enough to get out of Q2. Matthias as well will probably push Sheldon down if he can hold on to this lap. Bit wide there on turn 5, going into turn 6. Let's see if he has a better exit on this one. I don't really know. Oh, there's a Mercedes spinning around there. Oh no, just going slow, as we can see on our left. Let's see, Ascari, one of the most challenging corners in Monza, or sectors. He does get a purple Sector 2. I don't know if that is Jamie going slowly and letting everyone by, but yeah, maybe he just wants to give a tow, as the McLaren there of Sheldon did go wide and is just letting everyone through. Let's see what Matthias can do. Crossing the line, not the fastest. He puts it in P3, 126.3. So just enough to beat Debs' old time. But definitely a lot more to improve from his end. Still a lot of laps coming in. There's a Red Bull also coming in, as the McLaren almost just goes straight into the McLaren there. Oh, the Mercedes, sorry. The McLaren almost going straight into the McLaren. Funny, huh? So, I think the people under pressure at the moment is definitely the Alpha Tauris. Oliver and Sam needs to be improving on those times. They only need a few tenths to get out of Q2 and maybe push even Runza down. So everyone at the moment needs to be coming out and putting in a lap at least. There's Balquaza with not enough ERS. Debs improves even a further tenth, but Brendan straight after is like, thank you very much. I'll take that P1 from you. Balquaza almost no ERS remaining, so this car is going to be struggling, but he may still be improving. He's going very slow. He's going in the pit, says it's not worth it. I'll change my tires and go for another run. The rest of the drivers in the pit, some top drivers out, which we shouldn't focus on because they will be going through. Let's see if Maya is going in the pits. That's interesting. Okay. She did improve 127.5, but she did not improve on her previous lap. So she's going to replace those tires and attempt her final run as these drivers are as well. So there is Rafaris starting his lap. I think Chris already on his lap as well. He'll definitely have just enough time to do another lap, but he probably wouldn't need to. So lots and lots of drivers are really pushing through here. So there's Jamie, who is on his outlap at the moment. There's also Clinton on his outlap. Oh, Chris, really harsh on that throttle, almost losing the front, as I was saying. Going into the final corner, I can definitely tell that the track is a bit more stable now, a bit warmer. Parabolica is a bit shiny, but overall the track conditions I think are pretty much faster. Let's see if Chris can improve. He puts his car up to P6. He only improves by about a tenth. I think Rafaris is up next, as he's not really on the track, let's put it that way. He's not really happy with the lap he was putting. He'll definitely probably go for another one, unless there is wing damage, which I believe there is. So I think he may not have enough time. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. He may just be very close. No, he will have enough time. 3 minutes remaining. No idea if he should come out though. I don't know what he is thinking. Runza also on a hot lap at the moment. There's an Alpine up ahead. I think that is Chris. He's on his slow lap, on his in lap. And they may be giving him a free tow at the moment. As you can see, maybe the psychology game comes in here. He's trying, as he goes way too deep into that corner, into Ascari. Debs really fighting as well for that P1. 125.7, only less than 20 milliseconds away from Brendan. Nice lap from him. There's Runza, yeah, not really happy with, obviously, with the lap he did. It was invalidated and really close here. There's Maya also on her outlap. Lots and lots of drivers here starting their lap as well. Let's see if Sam is already up. There's a Red Bull. I think that is Andrew. Was also wide. That wing looks okay at least, but he needs to be moving for the other drivers. There's Chris as well up ahead, and there's also Sam up ahead. All, I believe, on their hot lap. Sam really using all of the track, but that lost him a bit of time there. I think Sam will be the first guy in. There's also, if I saw correctly, Maya in Parabolica. Is she going in the pits? She is giving up on this, so that leaves Maya out of Q2. It's Sam's turn to do his final run. He has enough for another run if he goes out on these tires, but he needs to keep pushing straight on. There's a minute left. We'll see what people are going to be doing. Sam crosses the line, only enough for P12. He does not improve, but he will be starting another hot lap right behind it. There's Chris looking. He is improving by almost half a tenth, or a tenth and a half. He puts it up to P5. He does not probably need to be improving anymore. There's Oliver as well coming into Parabolica. He needs to be doing the same thing he was doing before. Very happy in the rain at the moment, because I see he's improving by a tenth practically. Some cars retiring now, Matthias being the first one. Oliver does improve, but he is not out of the elimination zone. So there's also few more drivers. I hope Oliver is pushing still. He seems to be, so that is good from him. Let's see, Rafaris also on his lap. Runza, I think, went very, very deep into that lap. So he's just hoping that his lap is enough. Andrew as well, still on his hot lap, so still plenty to do here. Sheldon as well, still on his hot lap just before Ascari. This is very interesting by the bottom drivers here. And Maya, the only one confirmed to be out of qualifying at the moment. We'll see what these drivers can do. So, first up, Chris will probably be going in the pits. He's going fairly slow here. We'll see Sheldon, if he can get out, very slow. He will not be getting out, probably very, very slow here. So, I believe Sam... That's Sam? He did not improve. Oliver, only driver that can get out of Q2 at the moment, does not improve. He's about 5/10 slower. And Andrew keeps his place for Q3. So the Alpha Tauri is not happy in the rain. Does not manage to improve and get out of qualifying. That's quite disappointing for them. So Oliver, Sam, Sheldon and Maya out of Q2. We'll see you in Q3. "12 minutes left of Q3 now. We can see some cars coming eagerly out. 10 drivers remaining. The track does seem drier, but still in intermediate conditions. Still wet, from what we can tell. Runza, very close not to make it into Q3, but he did. So now he'll be fighting for positions, for the top 10 grid positions. I think all these drivers now are a bit used to the rain. Andrew, a very impressive appearance now in Q3. Haven't seen him there in a while. And Clinton, not raced last week as we said before, also into Q3, but he is known to be up there with the rest. So we'll see what laps they can be putting. And who will start on pole position. Yeah, we can definitely tell Debs is very used to the rain now, heating up those tires as much as he possibly can. His throttle control is spot on. Going into Parabolica, as you can see, I was about to say almost no slides from him, but as soon as I thought that, it started. So we begin with the hot laps now. We'll see how these drivers take turn 1, because you can make or break your whole lap here. And Deb's really locking up those tires, but he had perfect rotation there. We'll see Runza if he can replicate the same. He's a bit of a trail in front of him. A bit of a different line, definitely slower than Debs up front, but still quite good from him. Alex was the next one up, and Rafer is right behind him. A lot of drivers here, very close to each other indeed. Perfectly a straight line, practically. Brendan now, next to be doing turn 1 and turn 2. Pretty nice line from him as well. We'll go back to Debs into Ascari, as you can see, using every possible inch of the lap of the track there, practically on the white line. And this can be a stonker of a lap. We can see Andrew starting his lap a bit up front into Parabolica. Not as much slides as he did in the first round. Will be crossing the line. Will it be 125? It will be 125.6 for Debs. I believe that's Runza right behind him. Let's see if he can match his time. He crosses the line. It will be a 126.5, a second slower. Alex, 125.8. Then we see, I believe it was Rafaris right behind them, 126.6, fighting with Runza. Matthias will cross the line, 127.3, not the fastest of laps, but it is invalidated. He will be going for another lap, I think, as all of these drivers are as well. Everyone doing fairly well. Clinton, 126 flat. No lockups from him, but it doesn't seem like he is going for another hot lap, or is he? I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what his sector 1 time will be. Going very wide here, yeah, but it is a lot slower, so I don't think he is going for a back-to-back hot lap. Matthias definitely is, and Andrew, next one to be crossing the line on these brand new intermediate tires. Crosses the line, 126.6, not a bad lap from him. Jamie, starting his lap now into turn 1 and turn 2. Not a bad line indeed. There's Runs, I think, going slowly. Not happy with the lap that he did previously. Saving up some ERS and going for it once more, probably. Debs did cross the line, did not manage to improve. Alex, however, did improve. 125.6 as well. Debs, I think, on another lap as well. Clinton, let's see if he will be going in the pits. Matthias with a stonker of a lap, 125.5 now. It's kind of crazy how the track conditions practically remained the exact same throughout. Not a lot of improvements in terms of time. Brendan will be starting his lap right now. Chris, I presume he is on his hot lap. We'll see if sector 1 is faster or slower than the one he had. Practically the same, half a 10 difference for him. Going very wide into turn 4 and 5. Until now, everything seems to be a-okay. He can, keep in mind, he can make all that time back on just one corner. So it's not a problem. Very, very close to track limits there. Going into the end of sector 2, there's a McLaren going slowly, and no, that's Jamie. Making sure he does not hinder anyone else around him. Is Alex on another lap? Trying to pass Matthias. Debs, 125.3. That's a nice lap from him. 3/10 ahead of the rest. Alex giving up on 3 hot laps in a row and going straight into the pits. That's a nice lap from him. I don't know if Runza is on a hot lap. I presume he's going in the pits. He is not. Did he improve? He did improve by 3/10 and goes on to P7, 126.1. Not bad at all from him. Brendan using as much grip as he can. Let's see if he can pass Matthias. He does. 6/10 ahead of his previous time into the 125.4. Still not enough to pass Debs, however. That's a nice lap from Debs indeed. Rafer is going quite slowly, trying to get a bit more ERS from what I can see. runs as well. Not a lot of people on their hot laps. I think it's pretty hard to judge, especially when when the sound keeps cutting. I don't know if you're picking that up, but we love to say it. Codemasters are amazing. Chris, not on his hot lap. He's trying to gain as much ERS as he possibly can. Waste a bit of fuel. I think Debs is... Oh, he's going for another lap on the same tires. Will Brendan be doing the same? We'll see. This is interesting. We'll see if Debs can improve on his current time with the same tires. We know intermediates do take a lot. That's a nice turn 1 and turn 2. I don't know why the sound keeps cutting, but not the nicest way. Practically matching his sector 1 time. Very late on the brakes. That's a nice... Ooh, that's a nice turn 4 and turn 5. There's as a Ferrari moves over. Tries to not hinder anyone. Like we said, using as much track as physically possible. Very early on the throttle as well. Let's see if sector 2 is any better from the one that he had before. He is about a tenth up already, going into Ascari on the white line there in every corner. That's nice from him. I think this can be an improvement indeed. He wants to really show his dominance here. Going into Parabolica. Even less slides than he had before, as he does slide a bit but catches the car. Will be crossing the line and will indeed beat his own time, but by another 2/10. That's beautiful from him. Matches his Q2 time. Alex starting his lap as well. Clinton also, and Chris, I presume, starting it as well now. I think Matthias also on the Parabolica looking to start his hot lap as well. 2 minutes remaining, so now people get pressured into doing it. Jamie is yet to put in a lap, but it seems like he's on a pretty good one. He will be the first one to cross the line and maybe alter the course of where he ends up. Let's put it that way. On to the end of sector 2 now. A pretty slow corner that was. But we'll see what people can do. Everyone right now is out of their pit box. But we'll see how many people do back-to-back hot laps, because there's still time indeed. Jamie, we can see a purple sector 2, but that's just this famous game doing its thing. On to Parabolica now. This is a make or break corner, as we all know. Less slides than Debs, that's for sure, but definitely might be slower. Will cross the line finally with a good lap, and he puts it at a 125.9. That's P5 for him. I presume he's going for another one. Alex crosses the line slower, but he will be going back to back. So Clinton now going into the pits, and I guess that's him retiring from qualifying. Most he'll do is a P6. I think Chris also starting his hot lap with the Aston Martin up front as well. Brendan did improve, practically I think matching his own time, if I saw correctly. And Matthias also starting his own time. Now, so this is their final laps. There is Jamie going very slowly. Oh, he was on another lap. Ooh! I don't know exactly. He's trying to move over. He just retired the car. He tried to do it safely. I saw that, but I think he was on a hot lap and he did hit his wing and invalidated his lap. That car is hindering everyone at the moment, but we'll see. Debs also on a hot lap, but Alex will be the first one to cross the line. He does have technically enough ERS, but not enough time. Qualifying is officially finished. He'll cross Parabolica now. That was a nice corner from him. Let's see if he can take pole position away from Debs. He's currently on provisional pole. Debs not able to do another lap as he goes wide and invalids his lap, so he will have to settle for P2 most. Brendan, next one to cross the line on a good lap. Let's see if he can take it away from Alex. He does not even P2. Matthias does retire. Chris out as well. Runza still on his hot lap, going into Parabolica. Let's see if he can get much more than P8. Does improve, but not able to get more than P8. I think he's gambling a bit too much. Andrew goes into the pit, and Alex, in his final cry for help, new tires practically, the hottest conditions the track will ever be in qualifying till now, and he does snatch away pole from Debs with even about 2/10 as well, so quite a lot if you ask me. That was a nice, pretty tense qualifying. As you can see, the top two drivers, pure domination from them, over 5/10 from the rest. So yeah, we'll hope the Grand Prix will be a nice and clean race, and hopefully dried up. It technically is the next day, so we'll see you over there. We should be starting very soon. Alex on pole position. Debs right behind him. This is the Italian Grand Prix. Let's see. It's 5 lights out. And away we go. We'll see. Alex seems to be getting a decent start, but Debs is right behind him. This is, I think, the perfect place to see what everyone is doing. There's Debs going straight down the inside. It is dry finally, and he is in first place at the moment. Everyone seems to be in a pretty decent position at the moment. Maya still holding that P14 position. That's a nice getaway from everyone. No crashes indeed. Oliver in the mix of everyone. And he seems to be going in full force at the moment. No damage to his car whatsoever. Nice getaway from everyone. Good stuff. So, currently, Alex started on pole, but did lose quite a lot of positions. He will have a pretty nice straight line set up, and he is looking to get his position back as Maya is DNF, the first person. Lewis as well does get a collision with Sheldon, and a safety car, I believe, will be coming out. I'm not sure exactly what happened to Maya. That is unfortunately we did not get it. But I think it's a virtual safety car. Alex was just about to make that move happen. There is Lewis, who needs to be pitting, and there's also Runza, unfortunately, needs to be pitting. This is, keep in mind, a virtual safety car, so not the not what people are looking for, as Bertu also collides with Ronskins. Now, I mean, how do you get through turn 1 perfectly, but then all of this happens? Lots of drama indeed, and we're back racing. We'll need to look for the tires. Alex on mediums, he really needs to get that position back from Matthias, who is on hard tires at the moment. Ian opted for softs, and so did Runza now. He is hoping for another safety car coming in soon, and he will be trying to limit the damage as much as possible. Oh, we missed that crash at the beginning. I don't know exactly what happened, but Debs seems to be going on full force at the moment. We need to see the interval here. We'll see. Alex does get the move done on Matthias. Matthias doesn't defend it much. He knows that his tires are a bit worse. A lot of position changes happening, and Sam already up a few places as well. He's looking to push that car, and now he will be fighting Jamie, who had a stonker of a Q3. I know Sam's setup is quite phenomenal on this track. You can really choose your battles well, and if you're able to do that, you can get up a couple of places for sure. Brendan very close to his teammate, as they've been doing recently. They try to hold it with each other. We'll see a couple more battles. Rafaris now getting very close to Sam. Rafaris likes to have lower wings, so his straight line speed could be very strong, but right now it's just a DRS train, so Debs continue putting in those fastest times at the moment, and Alex is really holding close to him. He is gaining a bit, 4/10 away from him, and Matthias is making sure that they don't get too far away, which is nice to see given they're on hard tires. Those mediums need to go as far ahead as they possibly can. Ralphus, Jamie and Sam all very, very close to each other. Jamie now finally using some of that ERS. As you can see, if you start using it, you can pull away quite nicely. There's also Balquaza hunting down Andrew, which is Sam's teammate right now. So lots to do. The McLaren's not having the best of days. Sheldon now hunting Ronskins. They had a bit of a drama earlier on this Grand Prix. At least his teammate and Ronskins did. And now Sheldon is hunting him down. Jamie as well. Now finally close to Chris. As we know, it is a DRS train. A lot of cars next to each other. Alex now really pushing that car. He's getting very close to Debs. Debs trying to defend, but he's not able to. The Ferrari down the inside here does block Debs. We'll see if Debs can get a better exit. He does. They're side by side using that ERS. Everyone is, but Debs does have a lot of it. And now he's really, Alex really, they're practically equal on the setup. Alex just dumps all of that ERS now, and Debs is in prime position to take that position back. This only benefits the cars behind, obviously, because while they're fighting, they're just gaining time with those hard tires. But I think Leslie does believe he's a bit faster than the cars behind, and he needs to make sure he uses those tires to their full potential. Chris still hunting down. Well, Jamie does take the position over on Chris, but Chris is hunting him back down. Sam did fall a bit behind. They're pretty much on equal ERS now. We can just see the battles up from there. Chris now looking to take that position back from him. Debs now will be using that ERS. Alex did save a bit more. They're not really far away from each other, but that's, I think, Ronskins who spins around at the end of Ascari. I think Berto as well now will take the position from him, and Ronskins down to P16. Alex again back to P2. We unfortunately missed that overtake by Debs, but Debs used the remaining of his ERS quite efficiently there. Matthias now looking to hunt back down the Ferrari up ahead. Back over to Chris, who is still hunting Jamie, and Sam trying to make as much gain as he possibly can. He did use quite a lot of that ERS, unfortunately, and Raffers now is up on his tail as he loses the rear, and Andrew is also looking to come right back at him. Balquaza did lose a bit of time, and you can just see them at the front there, but just not enough to be fighting alongside with them. We can see Sheldon hunting down the Ferrari now for that P13 position. He's on the hard tires against the mediums, but he seems to have enough pace to do this this move. Ian now in his let's say pit window for those soft tires. Not really a good idea to be pitting for the softs. We'll see. Chris very, very close to Jamie up ahead now. He will probably make this move done using a lot of that ERS, but Jamie isn't. And now Sam getting ever so slightly closer to the cars up ahead. Raffers as well. As we can see, they're basically wing to wing here. Jamie just choosing and picking his battles as Sheldon finishes that move on Luke. Luke desperately tries to defend, but is not able to against the cars up front. There's a lot of battles happening at the moment, and it's hard to keep up with everyone. Rafa is not in the position he wants to be. He's in P9 at the moment. Not usual that we see him this far down, but he's looking to fight with the cars up front. There's a collision, I think, with the Ferrari. Nope. Everything seems to be all okay. Sam getting very close now to the cars up ahead. He brakes early, doesn't want to get any sort of wing damage. Now fighting with Jamie. Chris not gonna lie, should not be up there on the hard tires. Jamie should really try to push that car as much as possible. Everyone is within 2/10 now, and a lot of overtakes can happen right around this area. Jamie now trying to defend, and Sam dumping all of that ERS. Not very ideal to do so. Jamie trying to gain on Chris. Everyone braking well. Raffers, the only one that has saved so much of his ERS. So he has potentially 3 cars that he can make moves on up to P6. Andrew and Balquaza all getting very, very close to each other now. And Alex falling a bit further back than Deb. 6/10 now, and Matthias doing very, very well to hold on to the cars up front with those hard tires. So back to this midfield kind of battle we have going around here. We can see Sam trying to make the move on Jamie, trying to look down into the inside, but nothing up to now. Ruffer is still arguing over that ERS. If there's a safety car just about now, he'll regret not using any of it. As you can see, Sam, the one with the most disadvantage. Chris desperately trying to defend using that ERS, but he's not able to, as Jamie does finish the move, and Rafferis also finishes his move on Sam down the inside here. And Sam does retire that position at least. He did unfortunately dump all of his ERS and not the greatest of moves, unfortunately. We see Rafferis now hunting Chris up ahead. Rafferis with hard tires, just as Chris is, and he wants to be hunting down Jamie at the front. And Rafferis did really, really well to hold on to his ERS. So he chose where he wants to battle. There's a McLaren going slowly, and he does see the position to loop up ahead. It's quite a lot of work to get that position. Now he's back down underneath it. So Chris now hunting again Jamie on the hard tires. We can just about see how close Monza can be with different tire compounds. But I think Jamie does have they're all equally RS, so they're pretty much the same, or fighting the same battle. Raffers did fall a bit behind, but we see Chris going around the outside. You don't typically see this move happening, and Jamie decides to stay behind him. So that's Chris taking the position away from Jamie. Now Raffer is getting very, very close to the cars up front. He has a bit of a wheel spin there, and Sam, I was about to say Samey, looking to also take the position back from Rafferis. Sam with a nice exit there, 2/10 ahead of his old or best lap, let's put it that way. So not the best exits on turn 4 and turn 5. However, Runza goes into pits. Oh, there's a bit of a chaos here with Berto and Runskins. We caught it perfectly, but Runza gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. He did go on soft tires and no safety car as of yet, so he does have to go on mediums. And he's about to get lapped. That might be it for Runza if he does get lapped, because it will be harder for him to regain all the positions back, especially if someone does not pit. He's pretty good at the moment, but there's a nice battle going on between the 4 drivers up ahead as well. But there's also Sam, who's pitting first. That is interesting indeed. He drops down to P11. He's going to pit to the hard tires, I presume. He does. A very early pit stop, and then I think Ian as well also pitting. So now I think I would have gone a bit longer on those medium tires. I don't know. unless a safety car would have came in, but he's down to P13. That leaves Balquaza trying to hunt down Andrew up ahead. Ronskins does get 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And a lot of people going on the hard tires trying to go long. From my experience, if a safety car comes out near the end, you're pretty much screwed. So you need to consider this as a McLaren is round onto turn 1 and turn 2. So the rest of the drivers also getting very close to Runza up ahead. He needs to be heating up those tires and really pushing. It's only 2.5 seconds from the car in front, but only a few seconds as well from the cars behind. So he needs to really be pushing. The Ferrari can just about make up that Haas ahead. So lots and lots of battles going on. Sheldon already right next to the Ferrari of Luke up ahead, and then Oliver as well making some gains on Andrew on the Red Bull up ahead. There's I think a car, the Alpine spins around. Is that Chris? That's Scubet. He was battling with Jamie all the way through this, and he does unfortunately bring out a safety car. Oh, at least I mean, Runza needed this definitely. Did Runza? Let's see. Runza did get lapped by Debs. Oh, this is I mean, Debs definitely needs to be pitting. Runza does not have to pit at least, but he will be starting at the end of this grid. Bertu decides to pit, but does get 5 seconds in return. Not the most ideal situation. Lewis, Chris's teammate, does pit as well, and this is where all the strategies come in. If Debs does not pit, he really messes up Runza's strategy here, because Runza can go long and he can start fighting again from the back. We'll see. He does pit at least, so now Runza stays out and will be able to fight in this Grand Prix again. That was a bit tense for Runza back there. All the front runners are pitting. There's Alex going on to the hard tires. Matthias going on to the medium tires. This is the strategy they wanted, but they need to make those tires last. They need to make them last a few laps, just about as the medium runners did make them last up to now. So if they'll fight a lot, who knows, maybe they'll get much more wear. The setup also. Ooh, that's Oliver taking a position on Andrew in the pit lane. So he comes out right in front of him, and his teammate Sam does undercut him as well. So he's back up fighting with Rafaris, but Rafaris is on the medium compound. So the medium runners right now can have a big advantage, and this is where I think Matthias and Brandon is looking to maybe get another 1-2 for their team. But we'll see what they can do. I'm sure Alex is going to defend for his life, and I'm sure Debs is going to try to take as much advantage as he possibly can. So all the cars bundling up yet again now. Runza, at least, he does, I believe, have a penalty for track limits, or I think he didn't serve the speeding in a pit lane penalty yet because he did not pit. Keep in mind, Runza will probably have to pit unless those tires really get, I don't know if they will last, but they will definitely be on 60, 70, 80% even, depending on how much battles he'll make, which he needs to be doing quite a lot. So he's not in the best possible scenario that he'd like to be, but he's at least in P15. He did not lose those positions down in P16 and P17. So all the cars bundling up. As we know, it's pretty hard to keep you guys entertained whilst there's a safety car just about. Impossible to do, actually. It's not easy. especially by how long these safety cars tend to take. There's still Bertu, which is about 25 seconds away from the pack, so definitely not ideal for him. 30 seconds even, so we'll need to be gaining by quite a lot. To be honest, not a lot of position changes up to now. We can see the Alpha Tauris, they're up a few places, which is nice to see. Debs is in P1 from P2, and Matthias and Brendan did keep their positions up to now. Clinton, haven't seen him in action quite a lot in this Grand Prix. And then obviously a couple of upsets, including Chris and Bob's, who did retire via certain incidents. So, or as Charles liked to call it, incident. So, we'll see what will happen at the end of this safety car. The safety car does seem to be staying out, as Bertu making the remainder of his 10-second gap from the rest. We can see a lot of drivers heating up those tires, trying to keep them as warm as physically possible. So, final lap of the safety car. We will have about 12 laps of racing. Those medium runners should be able to go to the end, and obviously so will the hard runners. We expect chaos to unfold, but we'll certainly see what will happen. Debs will be the person leading the pack as he gets very close to the safety car, and as you can see, safety car will be in this lap. He decides to give it a bit of room. Alex looking to make that move done as quickly as physically possible, because then you know Matthias and Brendan will be right up on his gearbox, attempting and then putting pressure on him. We'll see what will happen. Debs entering Parabolica now. We'll see if he can try to catch the rest sleeping. He's not really increasing speed, and he does now. Alex did not sleep, and neither did Matthias. He's already right up his tail. He's on medium tires. So this is where he needs to complete this move, but they're practically matching pace. Brendan was caught a bit sleeping. Matthias does go round the outside on the Ferrari, and he does make that move stick. Everyone now seems to be getting along quite well on turn 1. We'll see if Debs can make up a few positions going on, or whilst the rest of the pack is battling it out, but Matthias holds on to his P2 place, and the Ferrari of Alex really needs to make sure that Brendan does not take that position from him. Clinton just in the background viewing everything that's going on, as Lewis does take the position from Runza. Is there damage on that wing? No, there is not. So not the start Runza was hoping for. He drops one position. We can see a lot of cars now going into Ascari, and the Aston Martin of Brendan is looking to gain, but Alex is trying to dump as much ERS as he has to gain that position back on Alex. We know that the hard runners are capable of sticking with the cars up front. But are they able to pass them? We'll have to wait and see what they do. We know Brendan is also not using that ERS as the Ferrari goes down the inside and he touches Matthias. That, I don't know if that causes damage for Brendan. I'm sure he's going to be furious from that. It was a bit of a lousy move from Alex, who is now losing positions left, right and center. Clinton looking to gain the position he just gained, and Jamie takes the position from Brendan. This practically ruins his race. Is there damage on that wing? There doesn't seem to be, but it was a pretty big hit from him. Matthias looking to gain a bit of time on Debs ahead, 1.2 seconds, so he currently does not have ERS. It was like I said, a pretty lousy move from Alex. Not a champion's worthy mistake, let's put it that way. And Brendan does go wide and has to see the position to Rafaris, and he's losing. Oh, the McLaren spins around. That's Sheldon losing a lot of positions. Brendan down to P8. He does not have the same pace. He has no wing at all. I mean, no wing ratio, so, and he probably has to pit. He does have damage. That is gutting for Brendan. He goes down to P17 now for sure. We'll go back to the battle up front. He practically... it was a very irresponsible move, and that puts a lot of people up one position. Runza is up to P13, which is nice to see. What's the Ferrari doing back there? Not sure exactly, but he does unfortunately spin around, and Sheldon is probably going to take that position away from him as well. Up to P15 for him. Sam now trying to fight Rafaris up ahead. He's on worse tires, but they're still practically new. Sheldon does get 3-second time penalty. Pretty gutting for him as he spin around. He does spin around. The McLarens are not having a good day at all. Oh, Brendan now really hoping for a safety car to try and battle it out. But I don't think there's a lot more points in it for him. He drove a fantastic race, and then unfortunately things happen. Matthias now 6/10, fastest lap. He's really putting pressure on Debs. Alex is dropping a bit, and Clinton not really fighting with the guys up front. Is Jamie now looking to fight him? They're side by side. They do bang body a bit, but Clinton, great defending from him, using that ERS, and so is Jamie. Rafaris, keep in mind. Oh, what happened to... I think we missed it a bit, and Rafaris looking to go round the outside. A bit of Nathan and myself-esque there, and Clinton looking to make the move happen again on Rafaris. But that was a nice move for Rafaris, taking out two drivers in one corner. Very, very nice from him. Sam also wanting to improve. He sees that red light on the car up front. He knows that this is the position or the time to attack, but unfortunately he doesn't have much ERS for him either, so Rafaris looking to ride away off into the distance as Clinton goes slightly wide there, loses a bit of time. Debs with the fastest line, and I don't know why Lime is stuck in my head. Debs with the fastest time, and Matthias takes it away from him, and now he's really fighting against it. They're practically equal ERS. Matthias is looking for, I think, his 4th back-to-back wins, and Debs is looking to end that streak from him. Alex certainly dropped by a lot, and Raffers is looking to make use of those medium tires and looking to push. Brendan takes that fastest lap away from his teammate. Not exactly what you want to do when you're out of the points, because you don't really get that singular point. But as you can tell, he does have pace, and he's already seeing his McLaren up ahead, only 3 seconds away from him, so he'll start making positions as soon as physically possible. Meanwhile, Clinton Glanza looking to get back at Raffores. Jamie unfortunately does get 3 seconds, which means Sam and Balquaza takes that position from him if it stays this way. Only 8 laps remaining, 7 as soon as they cross the line. Matthias dumping some of that ERS, looking to gain on Debs. He's gaining by quite a lot. Debs looking to defend the inside, and Matthias goes round the outside. Debs heavy on the brakes there. They do touch, but they make it out perfectly alive. They're side by side. Equal exit from these two drivers. That is phenomenal from them. They're not giving, no one's giving up on this. They're still side by side. This is great racing. Going into the third and fourth corner, Debs does push his tricks a bit. He does not get the space that I believe he thinks he deserves. And now that pushes Trix up ahead, which I think he can push those mediums to their full potential. He's about 8 tenths away. Alex did gain a bit from him. Clinton also inching towards pushing Raffores. He gained a bit of ERS, Clinton, and now he's looking to push that Red Bull very soon. And it's also interesting, Jamie did drop from Sam and Oliver here, and it's not exactly what he wants, given that Andrew is right behind him looking to make that move. I don't know if he does have wing damage. We'll see. That wing looks okay, but so did Brendan, so there still definitely could be damage on that wing. Balquaza, I don't know where this pace is coming from, but he's fighting his teammate very time soon. 8 tenths away, and he has a lot more of that ERS left. I don't know if there's going to be team orders, but this is definitely not the Balquaza I see in Tier 2. This is quite nice to see, if I say so myself. He's driving a great race from him. Clinton dropped a bit from Raffers up ahead, and Debs looking to get ever so slightly closer to Matthias. I mean, those mediums will start dropping off soon. Keep that in mind. 9 laps on them, and they're about probably 30% at the moment. So I did see some yellow flags from Sheldon here. I don't know if that wing is okay, as he kind of loses. Yep, that wing is gone, unfortunately. I did see yellow flags as he goes wide into the grass, showing McLaren they can make a perfect lawnmower there. Debs getting very close, but what he needs to do is just take care of those tires, gain a bit of ERS, and then try to push Matthias into you know, let's say wearing out those mediums, and maybe make the move stick at the end of this Grand Prix, so he doesn't have a chance to come at you again. Clinton right around the same place, and Balquaza really getting close to Sam now. Jamie fighting. Ooh, Balquaza pushing the Mercedes off, and Andrew takes that position from him. He says thank you very much, I'll have that. I don't know if it was really a dive one, but they were side by side. I don't know if it was fairly clean from him, but that loses a bit of time for Oliver to attack on his teammate, and Andrew looking to also attack. He has nice pace, Andrew, here. Looking to attack Oliver. And Jamie is practically a sitting duck at the moment. I'm pretty sure he does have damage on that wing. There is Sheldon, who did pit 2 soft tires. He will unfortunately be quite far away from the pack. He does get lapped indeed. Oh, and does he spin? He DNFs. Sheldon DNFs and he brings out a safety car. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't know what to do. This is the exact same time, the exact same lap that the safety car was out in Tier 2. I was leading the Grand Prix and I decided to pit. And this puts Matthias in a very awkward position. He will have, I mean, it's not good for him to pit. Brendan is on soft tires and he will be pushing that car, trying to make and regain points for his team. I do not know how much of a 1-2 finish he will have, but safety car will be in the final 2 laps. We'll see what Matthias will do. I do not think he will pit. I pitted and it was a bad decision. He will have enough ERS to defend from Debs, and he will pit. Why would he pit? I don't think that's a good idea. That's the pressure getting to him right there. He will go on soft tires, but he should not have pitted. He will drop down a hell of a lot of places because of this move, and he will not probably be winning this Grand Prix. Everyone will have 100 ERS. Everyone will have similar pace despite him being on softs. He may even drop out of the points. I mean, he only has 1 point at the moment. This is exactly what Debs wanted. I do not see a reason why he pitted. And this Rafaris gives Rafaris a pretty good chance at getting a podium here. With those medium tires, it gives him a pretty good chance at attacking Alex as well. Which is, I'm sure, what he was wanting. That's exactly the same move I did, unfortunately, and it wasn't the brightest of things. He will only have 2 laps to attack. He will be next to the back, hopefully, which will wear his tires quite a bit. Oh, safety car in this lap. Whoa, that was quick. Oh, this is bad. It gives them about 2 laps. I did not see that coming. And oh, Debs loves this. I don't even think Matthias is going to. Oh no, Matthias is here. But I don't think Brendan is gonna make it on time. Yep, they definitely won't. They're already on the Parabolica straight now. And Debs does get away quite well. Alex right behind him. Rafaris as well. Clinton as well. Let's see if there's going to be chaos going into this. Balquaza is attacking his teammate here, but he does break early. And there's the Red Bull going down the inside on Balquaza. They do bang wheels, but Balquaza does hold on to that position. Andrew looking to come at him. There's a car spinning around. I don't know who that is. That's Clinton spinning around. And he doesn't have a wing. That's unfortunate from him. So that brings Matthias already up 1 place at least. Sam now up to P4. Balquaza up to P5. This is a phenomenal position for Oliver, who defends quite well against Andrew. That's Lewis. Is that Lewis? That's Lewis, who turns around there, doing a couple of donuts right after turn 6. Not the greatest of starts from him. He's out of the points and he retires from the Italian Grand Prix. Berto is currently in the points, which is perfect to see from him. He's looking to attack Jamie, who has a few penalties at the moment. And Matthias is up to P8, still far away from the cars up front. Ian with a P7 and Andrew with a P6 at the moment. This is nice to see here. Rafaris 8 tenths away from the cars up front. This is the final lap of this Grand Prix, and unless something happens, this is the grid we're gonna see it. Jamie takes, or defending from Matthias here. He does take the position, and Ian gets a few penalties. He might even drop a few places here. Matthias trying as much as possible to gain that position on Jamie, who does also have equal tires. And Jamie looking to maybe go down the inside on Ian. He does not, but he's really dumping that ERS. Ian defending for his life, a few ERS remaining for him. And Alex pushing for his life here. He wants that win so badly. Rafris is happy with a podium at the moment. And so is Sam. Sam happy with a P4, and Balquaza, I think, the best place he could have finished at the moment. So we'll see how this is going to turn out. Matthias, hoping the cars up front will have some sort of damage or will fight. But Jamie really fighting. Debs onto the Parabolica, will be crossing the line and winning the Italian Grand Prix. Alex in a nice P2, Rafaris P3, Sam and Balquaza in P4. That's a nice finish for them. Andrew as well in P5. Matthias goes up to P7, Ian P8, and Jamie right behind them in P9. Bertu with a points finish as well. Very nice to see. That was a hectic start. We'll have to push in Debs and see what will happen, or what he thinks of this. Hello, Debs.
Hello?
Aaron, hello. You finally won, I think, your second race, right?
Yes.
So that is obviously nice to see. You're trying to keep that momentum going against Matthias. It was a hectic race, always battling with Matthias and even Alex at the start there. Walk us through it, tell us what you think. Yadi.
Well, it was a pretty decent quali actually. The start was really good. We led from lap 1 with the cheeky move in turn 1. Pace was there today, much better than the last 3 races, obviously. Still not convinced that it is my best pace, but I think I'm happy with the win. I'll take the win today.
Good, a very well done to you. A lot of safety cars at the end. Matthias, in my opinion, had it in the bag, but he decided to pit. How come
He
you
disconnected though?
come again?
He had disconnected from the game.
Did he? Oh, I did
Yes,
not. It
he
did
did.
not come up to us, so that's disappointing to see. A pretty lucky win for you, I have to say, but obviously you kept composure and you had the pace, so well done to you.
Thank you.
So that's it for our Italian Grand Prix. As we heard, Aaron with the win, a pretty well deserved win as well. Alex and a nice P2. Ralphris with a podium finish as well in P3. Sam, driver of the day. I think he'll even get that according to the rest of the drivers. Balquaza as well and a nice P5. We don't really see that in Tier 2, let alone in Tier 1. So that's a nice finish for him as well. Andrew, P6, Matthias in P7. Disappointing, as we heard from his rivals. He did disconnect, so that's probably why he did pit. Ian, P8, Jamie, P9. Disappointing as well from him. And Bertu with a nice points finish. So a pretty hectic Italian Grand Prix. Even the Tier 2 race was pretty hectic as well. So um, the Italians never fail to deliver. So we'll see you next week. Next week, it should be Baku, which should give us a nice bit of racing. We'll see you Tuesday for Tier 2 and then Wednesday for Tier 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for being in chat as well. I do see the messages, but obviously I cannot reply because we're focused on the race. So thank you for joining, and we'll see you next week. Peace.